Morning. Life is good. Life is good. And it's only getting better. Every second of every day. Did you have a good night's sleep? Did you say your prayers, read some sort of biblical type thing? So, are you good to yourself, like I told you yesterday? It is really interesting how we limit ourselves. And I say that because I would like for you to consider, now, I would like for you to consider, if you can, I'll put it that way, doing something different. And by that I mean, wow, it smells good. Going to a different place of worship. I worship at home because that's where I know God is too. When I was 18 and no longer in my mother's house, that's the only time you had freedom, you know that, right? I then chose to go church hopping. And it is so amazing, the really similar ways we all believe. You say it one way, I say it another way. I say it's gray, you say it's off black, off white, whatever. God still, I believe, sees it the same. It's all love. It's all love. You know? There's no separation. There's just love. That's all there is love. But in the process of church hopping, most of my young life, until I moved here, and then I found out even though they would call the same church here as it was down there, everybody still says something differently, but it all ends up meaning the same. Love one another so you can get into heaven. Do right so you can get into heaven. And my thing about that is, I believe since God force is energy, just like the other force is energy, and we all have that energy in us, I have to be the one to say what's right or wrong for me and live in that truth and not be a hypocrite. Okay? So, in going to some place different than you usually do, with your ears and heart open, I feel, after having studied theology for years, church hop for the first 30 years at least, okay, from 18 to 30, sorry. And I still am, but you know, I've been around all the churches here. And I still go. Christmas and Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter. All those beautiful plays that we forget about the next day. The meaning of, you know what I mean. So, let's all just try to not see things just our way and ram it down somebody's throat. Okay? And if you want to know what I'm talking about, go to my Oprah Denies the Bible video. Yeah, what was that chance? 4 years ago? Yeah. Next to my striptease video, I think that's my highest rated. I mean, the most views or whatever. And then there comes my sexual poetry. But anyway, You know, we're all really just saying the same thing. My brother Buddha, my brother Jesus, my brother Thatch, Thick or Thatch, win something on my YouTube, Facebook channel. You know, we're all just really saying the same thing. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be love. However, some of us choose to say it differently, like, Tasha, you're going to burn in hell. The only way to heaven is through Jesus. Well, I got that. And your point is what? I'm sorry, do you see me out there demon worshiping or something? No, oh yeah, you don't know me. Oh yeah, you're bad. You're bad. Okay? Because I'm not sitting here pointing fingers at you with 3 pointing back at me. I'm saying stay open to the fact that you are not the end-all be-all, because we all are the end-all be-all. A compilation of everything on Mother Earth is the end-all be-all, not just Tosh, not just you and your minute way of thinking. You know, you got to back up to see that that's not a mountain. When you back up a couple of feet, you see that's a witch with her beautiful, sexy, gorgeous, voluptuous hair, and that was just a little tiny pimple on her nose. Not even a wart, it was just a pimple, but you were up so close you couldn't see, you know. I've been listening, of course, more to Bashir, which reminds me so much of my grandmother. My grandmother was an intertransitory medium, you know, where they use her, you know, their voice through her, you know, and it was just so moving, you know. Anyway, I digress. Can you see the forest for the trees? No, you can't, because you're in the middle of the forest. You can't really see the trees. You got to be on the edge of the forest to see the trees. Let it marinate. Yeah, 10 minutes, it'll make sense. Yeah. And that's so true, you know. I mean, you're in the thick of things. This is why I tried to get you all to just be still. Relax, because there's no sense in fighting a person fighting you, and you're trying to save them from dying in the ocean, and they're like, I'm scared of the water, I'm scared of the water. You let them go. You let them go. You both gonna drown? I don't think so. I'm not. So, and making wiser choices as you grow, as I grow, and I talk to my elders with humility and respect. We all learn. We're all saying the same thing. We all live the same lives. It's just some of our brothers and sisters choose to hang on to the skin a little too much, and really, I think you just forget that you are spirit. You know, Jesus spirit, Buddha spirit. They just wore some clothes for a little while. Skin, you know. And it's so fascinating because, you know, I listened to, you know, Farrakhan when I lived in Oakland, and I would watch him speak and his mannerisms, and, you know, no one is any greater than anyone else, you know, fat, skinny, black, white, tall, short, boy, girl, it doesn't matter. We're all equal, you know. There's only one race here that we see. Human race. The others of us that see other entities, I'm not talking about that in this video, okay? Just bear with me. Don't even write about that. Oh, okay. So in the process of you saying, you know, there was a black and white cow, and she says there was a white and black cow, and oh, it wasn't even a cow at all, it was a calf, and, you know, open your mind, accept something different than you were taught to believe, if for no other reason, if you believe in a God force, God-like force, positive entity bigger than yourself. Just listen and shut up. You know, I mean, do you think it's easy talking to some religious people? No. Because they want to brainwash me, and I don't mind you trying. I don't mind you trying. As long as you do anything in a nice way, I don't mind you trying. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what that is through the window. Sorry. I I don't mind that at all. I never mind hearing you. But when you're yelling and, ramming things down my throat sideways, it's not going to work. Everything just stops, clogs up. Nope, go back. Back up. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, back up. And let's start this one again. Okay, hi Tosh, I'm Sally Sue. You said you had some questions about Seventh-day Adventists. And da-da-da-da. Yeah, we're all pretty much the same. Well, not all of us, some of us. Sorry. Well, hello, little bird. So cute, he's just sitting there, but I think if I move, she'll go away. I know it's a she. He's just standing there, staring at me. Sitting there, staring at me. Oh, they don't sit, do they? They stand, sorry. It's still there. Never happened before. We're all pretty much saying the same thing. In order to get to heaven, you have to jump through all these hoops. No, I don't. You need to watch my video, Mind Your Own Business, okay? Which side am I? This side? Oh, fudge. I need another hairpin. God, it's getting crappy. You need to mind your own business and stay out of mine, because whatever I got going on is between me and God. Whatever you got going on is between you and your God. I don't tell you how to have sex with your husband. I don't tell you, well, you probably need to learn. I don't tell you about, educating your children unless you're shy and don't want to talk about that S word. That's kind of sort of different. Okay, how's that? That's a little bit better. Stay. All I'm saying is be open to new possibilities. How can you be the one to discover our next great invention if your mind is closed, if your heart is closed, if your gut is closed to only one thing? How can you even, go to work and think of a new way to get something to work better, faster, longer? How can you raise your children to just think one way? See, now my mother taught me to think one way, but she informed me that other people believe this or other people believe that. And, we read the Bible, and as I grew up, I found out that there was other Bibles. And this Bible wasn't even written in English anyway, so being a linguist at an early age, I took lots of language classes. I just should have been an interpreter. Well, that would have been a really fun thing to be. I realized that there's more to it than Mama told me. And then you go learn, you take a class, you take another class, you take another class. Then you just keep on keeping on, See what's new, what's different. I mean, do you have to do the same thing over and over every day? Why? Isn't that boring after a while? Even if it's not boring, wouldn't it behoove you to not get Alzheimer's and learn something new? Yeah, when you use your brain, it helps. Another video. So, I say this to get you scratching your own head and say, maybe, I've always wanted to learn chess. Maybe I'll try to better understand my neighbor who's whatever and get their point of view on XYZ. Maybe. What would it hurt? Getting to know your neighbor. Do you know your neighbors? Or do you just stay in your own house and don't say good morning to nobody? Oh, it's back. Because I don't know, but I would teach my daughter Amani that that's not loving all of yourself, just being narrow-minded and thinking one way all the time. Now, I'm not saying that those other ways might work for you or might not. All I'm asking is that you open your mind to the possibility of learning something you didn't know already. That's it. So with that thought, go have a great day and love yourself by trying to understand somebody else who's going to teach you more about yourself than you ever thought you knew. I love you. Go have a great day.